Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I hurt you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the books I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a fuck, that's what they don't understand.
Records while I'm sleeping, I'm coming out my room, leaving, don't give a fuck, I don't care. Did the shit with my lungs, no wonder now I'm doing one. No shortcuts on that long run, all I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my told him it's nuts. In the discussion, fuck all the feelings, I throw all my pain on percussion. She's a discussion, I hear her talking about shit that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the shell, but swear that you all spotted the speech. I've been on go mode, showboat, robo, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, west for the face ride. Any up, penny down, hand me down, thrift old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talking about old shit. I'm on the ass now, can't get a pass now, I'm a cash cow. Keeping it fresh now, niggas some trash now, I'm a fast out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs, just seeing the skies the blue. You can just see in my eyes that there is no lies, I cannot disguise the truth. I've been sucked off, getting sucked off in my new merch, color duck sauce on the new couch for my duck song. What the fuck on with that? Big cool on a small check, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a hard guy on the ball cat, get the fuck out of my face.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I hurt you so much. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the fucks I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They don't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a fuck, that's what they don't understand.
Welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother, DMG, the poet, aka Brother Pianki. Y'all know what it is. Before I get into my spiel, let me do my usual greeting. Let me say God bless to the Christian brothers and sisters. Hotep to my Kemetic brothers and sisters. Shalom to my Israelite brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum to my brothers and sisters in the NOI. Islam to my Moorish brothers and sisters. Peace to my brothers and sisters in the nation of gods and earth and 5%ers. Let me say what's up to my atheist brothers and sisters. Let me say salute to my Abo brothers and sisters. And let me say jumbo to the rest of my brothers and sisters throughout the African diaspora, be it here in the wilderness of the United States of America or beyond. Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only. It's because if you black, I'm with you. And I hope you with me. Our different ideologies should not keep us from uniting. We can have unity without uniformity, and we can't disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. With that being said, I want to talk about Clarence Thomas, Supreme Justice or Supreme Hypocrite. And I got a young scholar on to give his opinion. What's up with you, my bro?
Oh man, I'm doing all right, man. I've started doing I've just started doing 600 push-ups a week.
I saw that on Facebook. I was like, dang, the brother putting in some heavy work. Okay.
And I've been reading more than usual, and but we go stick to the topic at hand. On the Supreme Court decision. Now, I feel like I'm going to say something extremely controversial.
Talk about it.
There is a method to the madness, right? I honestly believe that I think, this shouldn't really, especially on like college campuses, like I don't think this should really affect African Americans a lot, because here's the thing, that would, in my opinion, that would kind of make us as a people show a lot of merit. Like, maybe we're gonna see an influx of good grades and straight A's. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying that like, it would make us put in a better effort, knowing that our ethnicity won't be in our favor as it pertains to college admissions.
Yes, because I'm gonna go back to, because what's the thing that every smart African American parent says to their children when it comes to people in the dominant society? What's the one thing that's always told to us?
We have to try 10 times harder than they do. And this would emphasize that even more, I think. Yeah. You make a good point, my young bro. You make a damn good point. And because I think sometimes, because you got that in your back pocket, you can lose sight of that, because it's like, well, do I have to work 10 times harder? You know what I mean? But you actually do, and you actually should. So you make a damn good point. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, that's what I just want to say. Like, I hope that this makes us have the same type of educational drive as our ancestors had in Reconstruction. Because, people, like before Reconstruction, we couldn't read, but then when we were able to go to school to Reconstruction, it shot up because, we knew what time it was, essentially. So I hope with this that we know what time it is, the future student, we know what time it is, and we just start getting straight A's out the shebang, and it really doesn't have to affect us like that. That's what I hope. I'm praying for that it breeds a new generation of,
Yeah. I'm with that. My brother Bad Hombre, I know this was something that you wanted to touch on. What say you Clarence Thomas, Supreme Justice or Supreme Hypocrite?
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. You loud and clear.
Thank you for having me on DMG. Supreme Justice, and I'm going to tell you why. Ah, I know a lot of people are saying that he's an Uncle Tom and whatnot, and they're saying that they're overruling affirmative action. So what I did on Friday, I went and printed out the whole case, and I read his concurring opinion. And basically what he's saying is that the Supreme Court has never done enough to protect our people with the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendments. Those are called the Civil Rights Amendments. And he's saying, in his concurring opinion, if anybody wants to download it and read it themselves, it starts on page 47 of it. He's saying that we haven't gone far enough. He's also saying that if he didn't agree with this case, that the court can mess around and go back to the days of Plessy. And he's saying that that can never be allowed to happen. So I'm going to read you what he says on the last page. He says, the great failure of this country was slavery and its progeny, and the tragic failure of the court was its misinterpretation of the Reconstruction Amendments, as Justice Harlan predicted in Plessy. We should not repeat the mistake merely because we think, as our predecessors thought, that the present arrangements are superior to the Constitution. The court's opinion rightly makes clear that Grutter, that was another college case, I read that one also, is for all intents and purposes overruled. And it sees the universities' admission policies for what they are, rudderless, race-based preferences designed to ensure a particular racial mix in their entering classes. These policies fly in the face of our colorblind Constitution and our nation's equality ideal. In short, they are plainly and boldly unconstitutional. See Brown. He's talking about Brown v. Board. The Brown case, 1 year earlier, had declared the fundamental principle that racial discrimination in public education is unconstitutional. Then he goes on to say, while I am painfully aware of the social and economic ravages which have befallen my race and all who suffer discrimination, I hold out enduring hope that this country will live up to its principles, so clearly enunciated the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States, that all men are created equal, are equal citizens, and must be treated equally before the law. So basically, in all the 47 pages, he's telling people that discrimination is wrong. So if I vote no on this case, even though the media is saying that it's in an affirmative action, basically that's not the way to go, if that makes any sense. You follow me?
I'm following. I'm following.
So basically he's saying that, see, the way they word it on TV is kind of messed up. Because basically what happened was these Asian kids, they used some stuff that was meant to help us to help them. And
I think that's the part that people missing. A lot of groups have usurped programs that were meant to help us, to the point where it's not even beneficial to us per se. But finish what you were saying, brother. I mean,
no, it's okay. You're 100% correct, because that's what they did. The name of the case, in case anybody wants to look it up, is called Students for Fair Admissions Incorporated versus Harvard, the president and fellows of Harvard College. And it was actually two cases, and the same thing, Students for Fair Admissions Incorporated versus the University of North Carolina. So if anybody else wants to read it for themselves, I'm not making this up. He was very strong in his language in all these pages. He's saying that, look, when we got rid of Plessy with Brown, we were correct. And we're never going back to those days. But see, they don't tell us that part on TV. They just said, oh, he's an Uncle Tom. There was another case that Clarence Thomas did. This was like maybe 20 10. This was Virginia versus United States, where some redneck Confederate flag cracker was going around burning crosses on people's yards. And the white guy was saying, hey, this is free speech. You know, I shouldn't be arrested for this. I have a right for this. And Clarence Thomas plainly said, hell no. Cross burning is nothing more than terrorism. So that's not protected free speech. See, they never tell us those things about him on TV, only to fit the narrative that he's an Uncle Tom. So that's all I wanted to say. So I'll sit back and listen. If anybody have a question, I'll be more than happy to answer because I read the whole thing, not the whole case. I just read his concurrent opinion.
Okay, and I appreciate you bringing more clarity to it because that's what you're hearing a lot of, that he Uncle Tom, that he been for anything that's anti-black people. And I'm like, I feel like it's a little more nuanced than that. So that's why I brought it in terms of a question: Supreme Justice or Supreme Hypocrite. I like what my young brother said as well about it. Perhaps making people more motivated to say, hey, okay, my skin color gonna be a problem regardless. Let me work harder for what it is I want to do anyway. And so I got a powerful brother on the stage from the UPK who I want to go in. Brother, what you got to say about this particular situation?
Uh,
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Yeah, what I would say is, man, that I mean, I think black people are just so broken, and we look for these these white people covered in chocolate to protect us and protect what we do. They don't have nothing to do with us, man. We have to protect our culture, man. And if you don't know your culture, man, you're gonna be pretty much a coon anyway. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to protect our culture. And 9 times out of 10, most black people, they don't even know their culture. You know what I'm saying? So when we get back to that, like, what's the guy's name they said? What's his name? Daniel something. I don't even know. If somebody can tell me the guy's name, what's his name?
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas. Yeah. I don't even. Yeah, he's just another Christian to me that's destroying black people. That's it. He's just another Christian that's destroying black people. And that's what the Christian does. The Christian church has been destroying black people for hundreds of years, man. And so do y'all think all of a sudden because we come up with these good ideas and do what we do, you think they're gonna come and save us? No.
DMG
We
gonna
gotta
get
get
you, man.
we gotta come back to our culture. I mean, I'm cool. You know, me and DMG, we go at it. But yeah, nah, man. Christians ain't gonna save you. The politicians are not gonna save you. The only people that's gonna save us is black people, man. And we got to get back to our culture. You know what I'm saying? So I'll yield on that.
What culture is that?
I follow Israelite culture. Like he said, I'm from the school of Israelite, universal practical knowledge. So I know my culture. I know who I am
Oh,
as a black person. Yeah,
so you wanna? I mean, but you are a Christian, though. You follow the Bible, don't you?
yeah, I follow the Bible. Yeah.
Yeah, you a Christian.
Nah, if you understand the Bible, when they called them Christians, that was a derogatory term because people was following Christ. That's derogatory. Don't call me no damn Christian. I ain't no Christian because Christians do not follow nothing that black people that the Bible follows. So no, I'm not a Christian.
Okay. But what is what is Clarence Thomas' religion have to do with him destroying black people? Though? Like,
I mean, how is he helping black people? If you're not
well,
helping
no,
black people,
because you brought up his
no, hold on, wait.
Christianity.
If you're not helping black people, you're destroying black people. What are you talking about?
No, but you brought up his Christianity. Like,
What is it? Okay, but I'm saying it don't matter. Anybody that's not helping black people are Christians. What is he doing to help black people?
Well, this case that they just did, students for fair admissions. That is actually helping black people.
You
I
said
went over
say
all
that
of that.
again. I didn't hear you, brother. Say that again.
Okay, the case they just did on Tuesday, on Thursday, students for fair admissions. That is actually helping black people because they're saying
What is that? I don't
discrimination.
know. I
That's
don't know what
the
that is. What is?
the
I don't know what it is.
affirmative action case.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
they are helping black people because they're saying discrimination is wrong. So how is that not helping black people?
See this what you Negroes sit around and think what's going on. Y'all think affirmative action is helping black people? When we've been fighting for affirmative action for what 60 years and it still ain't helped you? And y'all
No,
still
it's
sitting
the
around
case
talking
isn't
about
about affirmative action. It's about the 14th Amendment.
what is the 14th Amendment?
Wait,
You want me to
wait,
read it to
Hebrew
you?
Israelite brother,
Yeah,
hold on
yeah,
for a second.
yeah. Go ahead.
Why are you
Yeah.
getting aggressive? I mean, we just having a little dialogue,
Hey,
and you
man,
just
I'm a
going off.
man. I'm a man. I'm sorry I'm not used to talking to strong men. I'm sorry, man. I'm a man.
What I missed? I was actually talking to Cap, bro, about the
Oh, okay, come on.
upcoming that upcoming event that they having at the park I'm making. So I was just making sure he got it.
Oh, you
But
going to the cookout?
I don't know if it's a cookout or I know they're giving clothes away. I know they're giving food
Mm-hmm.
away, but
Yep.
I think it's I forgot what park it's at. But we'll talk about it with Cap.
Yeah, we'll chop it up. Yeah, we'll chop it up. Yeah, because we doing like I'm doing something similar. I'm down here in Atlanta, so we doing something similar to that today. Like we had like a bake sale. You know what I'm saying? We did that. Gave out to the homeless. You know what I'm saying? Next week I got like I'm over the food department, so I'll be organizing, um, giving food to the homeless. You know, while we out camp speaking to people and doing that. And that's what
And
I try to tell them.
let
Like,
me know if you need flyers for any of your events too. I hook
yeah.
up.
Yeah, I know you'll plug me. So that's what we do, man. We get out here and do work. I don't want people to think we just sit back behind this TV screen, man, and just look at the Bible, man. We get out there and do work. I'm actually tired right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been doing work all day, giving food out to the homeless. You know what I'm saying? Feeding our people, and it's a daily grind trying to find food to give to our people, man. So I don't know what you politicians talking about, man. I don't follow no politicians. You know what I'm saying? If you understand the Bible, man, you're not even supposed to follow nobody that's not your people, man.
Let,
That's
let me
not following. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
yeah,
My bad.
let me go back to Bad Hombre because you
I
said
got
something about the 14th Amendment and you said you was gonna break it down and talk about how this particular topic goes into it because I want to stay on topic, but I also want everybody to express why they feel the way they feel about because if my brother is saying that it's insignificant, I want him to be able to express that, but while also staying on topic. We also got my brother Rocky in the building. But Bad Hombre, go ahead and break down the 14th Amendment and why this is crucial to how that affects us as a people.
Okay, so this case, I know the media is saying it's about affirmative action, but technically it's not. It's a 14th Amendment issue. It's actually Section 1, where they go to no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. So this is what this case was about. So these Asian kids are saying we're not getting into school. We are being discriminated against because we have the grades, but these schools are not letting us in. So they petitioned the court. The court said, well, yeah, we need to hear this so we can get this out of the way. And they agreed with these kids. They said that race should not be a factor in college admissions because it's discriminatory at face. And a lot of our people are only getting caught up on, oh, well, on one side of it. But it's actually a good thing because if race can be used as a factor in admitting you on the opposite side, it also can be used on the opposite side to say, well, you can't go here because you're black. Does that make any sense?
I'm getting it.
If I
So
could
that's
real
why
quick,
Well,
like,
let me get Rocky first, and then I'm gonna get back to you, brother. What's up with you, Rock?
Peace, peace. Nah, y'all can go ahead and continue. Y'all go ahead and continue.
All right, go ahead, bro.
man, Salak, if I could, man. And you know what? This is one of the sad things about black people, man. Y'all sitting here arguing over a constitution that wasn't even written for you. When they wrote the Constitution, no black nigga was Salakia. No black person was in there.
Speak your speech.
Yeah, you
Hey,
know, okay, yeah.
hey, I got the mature warning on. This 18 and older, so go in.
Hey man, you niggas wasn't in there writing this Constitution, man. None of your people was in there writing that Constitution. So what are you arguing over? You arguing over how white people continue to oppress you? Man, y'all crazy, man. That's what I don't understand, man. Like, we have a Constitution, man. We have a Constitution that we need to follow. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, we have laws, statutes, and commandments, man, that treat our people fairly. The Constitution that they sat in a room and made up, it does nothing for us, man. When y'all gonna get that, man? When y'all gonna understand that? The Constitution don't do nothing for you.
I
What
disagree,
does it
brother,
do?
because there are ways
What
to
does it?
use
Okay,
it.
wait. Okay, hold on. So you can say you can disagree. What does the Constitution do for you? What does voting do for you?
That's two different things. First of all, do you want somebody to just come into your house and say, "Oh, I don't know your name"? Like, "Oh, this guy, he's committed a crime, so we're just gonna come up in his house and arrest him." Do you want people to be able to do that?
Well, ain't nobody gonna do that in the first place. So
Well, I'm just saying, would you want people to do that?
that's just regular. Why do you want to come to somebody's house and do that anyway?
The
Like, what crime would I?
Constitution.
What? But look, what crime would I be committing for somebody to come into my house and arrest me?
I understand your passion, but what I'm saying is, listen, the reality is we live in this country and we unfortunately, we don't have the infrastructure set up where, I mean, we have to have something. And there are amendments in the Constitution that help us. They specifically wrote
You,
the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment for black people. They're called the Civil Rights Amendments. So you're right. But that's all we have. So what are we gonna do? We live in America. We're
right,
American citizens, whether we wanna whether we like it or not. We're American citizens, regardless
but
of
I
our
don't.
religion.
But I don't want to be too hard on you, right? I don't want to be too hard on you. I'm listening to what you're saying, right? So how many amendments do we have?
They wrote three specific amendments for black
I'm at
people.
no. I'm just
13th and
saying how many.
14th. Oh, there's
How many?
27 of them.
Okay, it's 27 amendment. Do you know they had 279 treaties with the native people that live here, and they broke all of them? Do you think they gonna listen to your little uh 18, 19 amendments? They don't give a damn about that.
Well, let me ask you this question then. Why was Plessy ever overturned then? And there was a black man that did that. If what you're
You said
saying is
what?
true, why did they overturn Plessy?
I don't even know. I don't even know Plexi. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know.
Yeah, Plessy v. Ferguson. It said that separate but equal is the law of the land. Why was that ever overturned? And it was a black man who got that overturned.
Okay. I mean, sometimes they go in our favor. Sometimes. Do you think we equal? Do you think we equal to people that's outside of our nation? Do you think we're equal?
Hell yeah. In theory, we are. But the only thing we
What
got
make,
to do is come together as a people and elevate our consciousness, and we're right there. I honestly believe that.
so if
Maybe
you
I'm
got the
being naive.
answers, if you got the answers, why it ain't happening yet?
Well, I can only do my part, brother.
What's your
If I
part? What
if
are
I
you doing?
may ask
Hold
the
on, hold
brother,
on, wait. Hold on. What's your part? What are you doing?
Look, I've helped people. Like I said, I'm not here looking
Actually,
for
what are you
clout.
doing, brother? You got to give me some answers because I can tell you what I'm doing to help my people. I feed people. Like I
No,
said, I just left
let,
today
let, let,
feeding
let,
people.
let me
Okay,
make
Okay,
sure.
okay,
if
like
you
it.
want to know,
I
if you
don't
want to
want it
know,
to
I
turn
can tell.
into
I can tell you. So, you
bad
know,
hombre. Hold on. Let me, because I don't want it to turn into just strictly a back and forth with y'all two brothers. The brother, a lawyer, that's his main profession. But I want to make sure we get to the other brothers. Rocky, I thought I heard you get ready to say something. What did you have to say, bro?
No, I just wanted to ask the brother from the UPK here in Atlanta a question, and just to show like the importance of the Constitution. That's all. So let's say you get pulled over, right? The police say you speeding, right? They don't ask you no questions or nothing. You get pulled over, they just run through your car. Let's say you got I ain't saying you doing nothing, but let's say you got something in your car, right? Let's say you got a little 3.5 or some gas or something in your car, and you in a state where it's illegal, right? You get locked up. You get locked up, right? You go to court, you go through the processes and everything like that. Now, what's important about the Constitution is we have search and seizure laws, right? Where the police have to have reasonable suspicion. So that's something that protects you in the instance of something like that, where they don't have any reasonable suspicion or reasonable cause to go through your things and search your belongings. That's a good example of the importance of the Constitution. Let's talk about owning a weapon to protect yourself and to protect your family, right? You have countries in Europe where it's illegal to own a weapon. Here, I'm in Georgia. You can carry everything. You can put it on your hip. You can put it on your back. You can put it on your front, right? But let's say you somewhere in Russia, you get caught with a weapon, right? They like you going to the work camp, man. You going straight to Siberia. That's just a few examples of the importance of the Constitution that we
All
got.
right, let me. Okay. So what I can say is one thing. I live by a different constitution, man. My constitution tells me I can't have no weed, smoke no weed. I'm not a drug addict, so I don't smoke weed. I don't do none of that.
You
And why
missing the
in the
forest
hell?
for the trees,
No,
though. You missing
no,
the forest for the trees.
I'm not missing the forest for the trees because you have a
You missing.
constitution. No, okay, I'll let you talk, brother. I didn't say nothing when you was talking. If you want to have a sack of weed, and that's not in my constitution. That's not in my constitution. And it's not even in the white man constitution because if it was, why he still pulling y'all over for weed? Dummy. I mean, I ain't going there. And even if, you know what I'm saying, even if I have a gun or whatever, what the hell I be doing in Russia? I'm not going to Russia for what? To be around more white people? I just rather be around my people.
Wait a
I
minute.
just rather be
Let,
around
Hold
my
on a
people.
quick
So
second.
let
Hold on
me
so
for a
I
quick
see
second. I
you
just got
missed
to
the
ask this
forest
quick
for the
question.
trees. That's crazy.
let me ask it like this. So when we compare and contrast America to uh, Russia, or let's say North Korea, and you get caught with a weapon, you going to the dungeon, basically the gulag, as they call it in Russia. Whereas here you got to have due process, and if due process goes accordingly, oftentimes, I give you a prime example. My brother Nobody, who Captain had many conversations with, they having a conversation this Friday. Do we follow the laws of Christ, or do we follow the law? Should we follow the laws of Christ, or should we follow the laws of Moses? He got pulled over, had his strap on, and he a security officer. So, he's supposed to have it. They took it, got his uniform on and everything. You know how these let me, how they do it. And it took him, they released him the next day. He spent like 6 hours there. They released him the next day, but they kept his gun for 2-3 months. He had to fight to get his gun back, but he had to go through the process. Now they was BSing on giving him his gun back. They should have gave him his gun back when they released him. But my point being, wouldn't have been no getting released the next day in Russia. If they catch you with a gun in Russia or Korea, you in there, and you're probably gonna end up being in there for some years. It's kind of like with the sister, the sister that thinks she a dude. What's her name? The basketball player. I can't even.
Brittany Griner, man, you crazy,
Brittany
man.
Grinder,
Why you
Brittany
do the
Grinder,
sister like that?
Brittany
But
Grinder. Look, if I could DMG, if I could DMG,
hey man, she
if
dressed.
I could real quick, hold on.
That's not true. She dressed like a dude. She talked like a dude. She act like a dude. Am I wrong? I'm not saying that's not true about it. I mean, it might not sound good, but it's still true. That's her thing. She say she got a wife. I mean, what did I say that's wrong? Hey man, don't get in the fields and get look. I'm just saying, if she's saying she got a wife and she dressed like a man, what am I supposed to say? But anyway,
some people think it's still LGBTQ.
If I could DMG, if I could.
Real quick, she got caught with Bud, and they kept her in there till they figured out a way to negotiate and get what they wanted back from the USA. But my point being that's kind of the example I think my brother was trying to give you, if that makes sense.
If I could DMG, you know what I'm saying? If I could, man. Look, man. The United States, even if you look through the Constitution or whatever, the United States do not respect black people. They don't respect black people at all. So you think you finna go outside this country and these people are gonna respect you? Brittany Griner went to jail for what? A 3.5? And she stayed in there for I don't know how long. So what do you think they're gonna do to you if you go over there thinking you're gonna have a gun and all that? Man, they're not gonna let you do that, man. You can't even do it over here. You better have your stuff together if you carry a pistol. You get what I'm saying? You definitely can't do it over there. So I don't know why y'all trying to compare just apples to oranges, man. You can't go over to no other country and think you can do what you do over here. You can't do it at all, man. You know what I'm saying? And the Constitution, you think the Constitution for you? The Constitution for you, why are we still fighting for voting rights? Why are we still fighting for voting rights? If the Constitution and we all equal, why in the hell are we still fighting for voting rights? Why?
Either one of y'all want to answer that? Go ahead, young bro. Come on, man. Jump on in.
I don't think we're necessarily fighting for voting rights. I think Brown pretty much said, like I said, separate but equal is done. So they're not voting isn't a right anyway. It's a privilege.
But they march for it. What are you talking about? They haven't marched for voting rights. They haven't marched for wait. I wasn't finished. They don't march to be equal. We don't march to be equal. We do that shit all the time.
Yeah, we do. But what I'm saying is technically it's not a right. That's all. I was just being literal.
Okay. So should black people vote then?
Wait, hold on.
Right.
Let's just keep it on affirmative action.
I feel like if you want to vote.
Oh man. Okay.
Go ahead, but jump in, young bro. What's your opinion on what the brother said?
I mean, we should just keep it on affirmative action, not voting rights, because this is gonna keep going all over the place. The conversation between these two, so we need to just keep it on affirmative action.
I agree.
What's your definition of affirmative? Hold on, wait. What's your definition of affirmative action?
Who, me or the other dude?
He was talking to you,
bro. I mean, man, I ain't trying to get into the debate no more. I'm listening at this point.
Come on, man.
I ask you a question, brother. You can't ask me no question. You can't ask me no question. You can't ask me no question and don't answer the question.
I know you got an opinion, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, like I said what I had to say, like a couple minutes ago. I'm just listening to y'all too.
You just observing.
Yeah, because this is hilarious. I'm getting my laugh today. So this.
So bad hombre. Do you feel like the brother have any validity to what he's saying though?
Of course, I totally understand what he's saying. I just don't agree 100%. He's making valid points. But the only
Okay.
thing I'm saying is that, like I said, unfortunately, we're American, and that's if this is all we have to learn how to use the white man's system against them. It can be done. It's difficult, but it's not impossible because everything is there. You just have to do the research.
Okay. So when
Yeah,
we talk about
oh, my bad. Go ahead, DMG. My bad.
oh, you good. When we talk about Clarence Thomas in particular, and people start when we ask the question, okay, he benefited from affirmative action in terms of his education. Does that make him a hypocrite? If he's pulling up, if he climbed up that proverbial ladder of using affirmative action, and now he seems to be pulling it up, so nobody that's coming behind him can use it. Does that make him a hypocrite?
Yes, that makes him a hypocrite 100%. But the only thing that's got my head messed up about this particular case, like I said earlier, some Asian kids use this shit for their benefit. So technically, if he would have voted no, he would have really been voting against affirmative action, because he would have been saying that, yes, you can discriminate against black people because of race. Does that make sense? You follow me?
Right.
So if you want to, if you want to help black people, ironically, you actually have to vote yay for this case that they did on last Thursday, because they're saying discrimination in any form is wrong.
And I think you just gave an important distinction, because people lose the fact that Asian people was fighting for this case, and they benefiting from it. It's not for us if they the ones that's benefiting from it. So if he's saying, hold up, pause. This ain't necessary. He ain't saying it like that, but he really is saying, hey, this ain't for you. So let me, I see all y'all kind of getting y'all tentacles in this. Let me push pause on this, because the original intent was supposed to be this, but now it then turned into this. So that's where I think we gotta kind of hold off on the hypocrisy thing, if that makes sense. Go ahead and respond, bro.
Yeah, you're 100% correct, because he said in his
You went out bad on, bro.
okay, you were 100% correct. What he was saying in his concurring opinion was, if I don't vote yes for this, then we're not going to have a colorblind society. The law will be different for black people. Well, he didn't say it like this, but it'll be different for black people. People can discriminate against us. People can say, no, you're not coming to my college because you are black. These Asian kids, like I said, they just flipped the script. They said, hey, we're being discriminated against. We're a protected group, and I don't want to go off into a strict scrutiny tangent and all that. I don't want to bore you all. But you're 100% correct.
See,
Let me ask my
If
brothers.
I could,
I
real
wanted
quick.
to ask you something real quick, but go ahead and say what you say, because I don't want you to lose your thought. But then when you get done, I gotta ask you a question.
You know how I get down. Look, this is the crazy with these Negroes, man, and everybody in our community. You got a people that put you in slavery. They put your ancestors in slavery, right? Do you think these same people are gonna turn around and save you? You have to be crazy to think that. You have to have a mental issue to think the people that put your people in slavery is going to try to help you get up out of the oppression that you in. That shit ain't gonna never happen. It'll never happen. But you'll adjust to white people's culture. But you don't even know your damn culture. You ain't even trying to find out. Only thing you trying to find out is how I get my tax score up. You know what I'm saying? Or how I get the next BMW or the big house and buy a house and this and that. But you're not taking the time to figure out what your real culture is and what we do. You continue to follow your oppressor. He's oppressed you that much to where you can't even think outside of anything to do anything else. You know what I'm saying? So I yield on that.
So this is what I wanted to ask you, and
Hey,
I,
DMG, can you hear me?
we can hear you, Cap. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, go ahead. I had a couple of issues with my mic and my phone. Go ahead, bro.
Okay.
Hey, Salaki, sir, you have a super star.
Hey, shalom.
So what I wanted to ask was with regards to voting, and I know that's not the subject, but just kind of go along with it. When we, in terms of making an effort to force the change that we want to see. I know ISUPK don't feel like voting is for Black people, right? So what I would ask is, if we gonna stay here, right, and try to make a difference for our people, why is voting not a part of that process with y'all? Because would y'all say education is a part of that process, or is education off the table as well? Because to me, voting and education kind of go hand in hand, because if we don't vote on, especially on in terms of local politics, if we don't vote, then the way we have access to education is going to be affected. So it's a two-part question. Is voting important? And if it's not, then is education important? Because to me, voting affects access to education, if that makes sense. So is voting important? And then secondly, is education important?
Okay.
I
I'll
would say,
answer that.
oh, my bad.
One second now. As far as voting, you know what I would do is when they put Christ on the ballot, then I'll vote. You understand? Not what's his name? Uh, Creepy Joe. You understand? Not a creepy another creepy white man, and not a dirty African called Barack Obama. Not a heathen. You understand? None of these people, man, that we have been voting for years, right, has done nothing to fix the black community. You're spinning your wheels. Education. You vote for education, right? And we still are
Oh,
not
hold up,
included
Cap.
in
I missed it.
education.
Hey, Cap, I missed it. So you know what I got to do, right? Hold on.
Right?
Of running this shit. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No sweat. We've been marching and trying to let freedom ring and doing all the. We've been marching in this country almost 110 years, I believe. Marching and voting for 50, 60 years. Matter of fact, we've been voting for longer than that. You understand? Um, like our people died to vote. To me, that's a waste of a life. You understand? When guess what? They did not change anything. Our schools are still crap. The buses still don't have air. Sometimes the summer schools don't have air. Like the books, we still don't have good books in these schools. Our children are still uh what? They're underachieving, and not because we're just poor students and we're just not educated. It's because it's a proven fact that when people are taught by people that look like them and that are them, they learn better. And we don't learn nothing, man, sitting in school learning about all these great white people from all these great white people all the time. You got your white teachers sitting there teaching you about how great white people was in the past. What is that doing for us? And then when they turn around and come Black History Month, now it's time to start singing old hymns and slave songs when we was out picking cotton. That's all they tell us about us. Education is important. That's even in the Bible. But in this country, what do they say when they pull you over? Anything you say and do can and will be used against you. Our oppressor takes and uses every single thing against us. Education, it was the key here in this place, in this society. But now he uses education against us. He turned around and made up several different degrees, right? That have there's no field for some of these degrees that that our youngsters are going to college for. There's not even a field. They had everybody black I knew when business management started booming. Started going to school for business management and then did not manage not one person's business after they got the degree. And they're still doing it. They're just getting our people in more and more debt. You understand? Why are black men still the what is it, 50, 53, 54% unemployed? Probably more than that now. 53%
A lot of people are
unemployed in
good,
this
so
country. One second, Warren.
all right, come on, come
53%
on.
unemployed here in this country. Why is that? If education is the key, when our people go to school more than white folks, you understand? They go to college more than white people and cannot get ahead out here. So we gotta think about what we saying as far as voting and should we vote? No, it's pointless. It's pointless. Some people can come together on a small level and vote and get a street paved, get a stop sign put on a corner where kids play it or something like that. I've seen that happen, but on a larger scale, nothing is happening. When it's time to go and vote for the president, what do? People get pulled over left and right. Our people, they get pulled over left and right. What was that? Was it Berkeley? I think. Well, I can't remember where it was, but they had them. They had people lined up on the highway. I think. I don't. I can't remember if it was this last time or if it was one of those times with Barack I can't remember. It's so many times. It's all the same to me. But they turned around and had lines of our brothers and sisters pulled over on the highway so they couldn't go vote. Like why are we doing why do we keep fighting to join these people? It makes no sense. Why do we keep fighting to play their game when they obviously don't want us to play? You ever been on the playground and you try to play ball, play basketball or baseball or football with somebody and they told you we don't want you on this team, you had a whole attitude and say, you know what, I don't want to play no way then. And you'll go somewhere else. You'll go to another playground. You'll go play with another group of kids. You'll do all types of things. But these oppressors of ours, we just continue to fight. We want to jump back in the ring and fight and fight and fight. We want to go sit in a restaurant and get flour and eggs poured and milk poured on top of your head. We want to turn around and get punched and beat wherever we go. Like that was not a cool thing to do, man. This fighting for this thing that is never going to happen was designed by MLK and our oppressors in MLK push that on our people to think that education and voting goes together. To think that civil rights and voting, all of this goes together. You know, affirmative action and all of this goes together. We just gonna keep on fighting for something that you never gonna receive. It just does not make sense to continue to fight for something that you're not going to get. This is like, you know what black people have? And I'm gonna say that I ain't trying to be too long with it. Black people have like a sick love affair. You ever see like on a movie to where a woman is getting abused by a man? You understand? And then she turns around with a black eye and a busted lip and telling her friends or her mother or somebody, but he loves me. You understand? He loves me. He's punched you in your face, threw you down some stairs, put a gun to your head, beat you across your back. This man is doing all manner of evil to you. But the victim, the one that's being abused, just gets up and just keeps but he loves me. He told me he loved me. He told me he wasn't going to do it again. That's the type of That's the type of love affair, sick, twisted love affair that we have with white people. White people have been beating us, raping us, lynching us, hanging us. Now they turn around and pull us over, throw you across the hood. You have not even committed a crime. You don't even have no drugs on you. They'll plant them on you. They'll beat you across your head. Look what they did to Rodney King. All because a man was high on drugs. He didn't deserve to get beat like that because he was a drug addict. He needed a rehab. But he almost lost his life. And then what did he say when he got his ass beat? Can we all just get along? But they almost killed you. But you want to get along with these people. That's right. That's the effect of MLK and voting and trying to be included here in America. When you don't see no other people fighting for rights like this. You mentioned the Asians, and you know, like I know DMG, that knockout thing started here in St. Louis, to
Right.
where they went. What was it? It wasn't even a whole month long, and they said, "Okay, stop hitting those Asians today." That's what they did, and tomorrow they had the law passed. But us, we got to keep fighting. We got to keep voting. We got to keep getting beat across our head, and then we got to. But they love us. One day
Hey Cap,
it
finish
will work.
it off. I
Like
do
it's
want
crazy.
to get to the brother and bad hombre.
It's crazy. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I agree with the brother. I don't think voting is the end all be all. So he made a lot of valid points. My only thing is, I mean, we just have to start looking at some alternative solutions. We don't really have an infrastructure in place where we can, build our own schools because the people who told us to do that, the older generation didn't listen to them. And he's right, they did listen to King. So it's like, how do we go from A to B right now? Because I agree with what you said, but how are we going to get there? If you
Hey,
don't
so
want to
my
vote, don't. If you don't want to vote, don't vote. If you don't
y'all got my
believe in
feelings, Cap.
education, hey, you have at it. But how are we going to get from A to B?
I got you real
Like,
quick.
okay, come on,
Here's
come on.
one second. Word. This is the thing. We got to take a different route. I heard you say we got to take their laws and use them against them. That's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard that old saying? You can't beat a man at his own game. You're not gonna turn around and beat this oppressor at his own game. You have to stop playing the game, man. You have to stop thinking that you're just so slick. Even if you are a lawyer and all this kind of stuff here, you're just not going to do it. You understand? You're not gonna beat this man at his own game. Our
Yeah,
oppressor,
but we
our
have
oppre-
examples of us beating them. I mean, Thurgood Marshall, he was a brother, and he beat
uh,
them.
he beat him how? What did he do?
Well, what he did was, first of all, he started locally, and he started getting a whole bunch of discrimination cases
Uh,
ruled in his favor to help black kids. And then when they got enough cases, they took all those cases together, and then they got Brown v. Board passed, which, like I said, overturned Plessy. So that's just one example of a black man beating them at their game. I think Johnny Cochran was
so,
beating white
hold
people at their game at it a lot of times. He used the white man's laws against them.
okay, so let me ask you this: how did that benefit black people as a whole?
Just give me 1 second. Another example about Johnny Cochran. A lot of people may not remember this because they tried to gaslight us and tell us that it didn't happen. But Johnny Cochran, Charles Ogletree, and a couple of other brothers, they sued four insurance companies that owned slaves: Aetna, New York Life, and what was it, CRX, and they actually won. So they got these insurance companies because the insurance companies owned slaves, that they had to pay the families of these people reparations. So Johnny
Mhm.
Cochran said, this is the early 2000s. He said, we're gonna take this, and then we're going to come back and we're going to forget about the insurance companies. We're going to sue the government for reparations. Unfortunately, like 2 weeks later, he was dead. I think they killed him. But that's another example of a brother using the white man's laws against them. I mean, it can be done. I'm admitting it's difficult, but it can be done.
Who got paid reparations for slavery?
These people's families. It was like a lady in New York, and they sued
Other
these
lady.
insurance. Well, they had to start somewhere. This is how these cases work. They can't just go
Okay,
for the
hold
jugular.
on one second, bro. You know, like there was several different lawsuits that came up in California, right? Starting in California, where black people and Hispanic people were getting robbed out of their homes and their vehicles, taking out massive loans and stuff like that. They beat them too, right? They took them to court and they won. But and you know what happened? They got a big settlement. But it was so many people. You know how much money some of those folks got? 50 and 60 and $100. They got robbed out of way more than that. But then in return, when they won the settlement, they split it amongst everybody. Some of them got $50. So what I mean, let's keep it real. You get robbed out of a home, you got robbed out of 75, $100,000, and then when you win a lawsuit, you get in return 50. Like I mean, are you serious? Because what has these things done for black people as a whole? One woman getting reparations, that's not even a spit in the bucket, bro. That's not even
No,
that,
no,
that's
I
not.
agree with you. But what I'm saying is, he
And real,
died. He
if I
died. He said they were gonna go after the government to get reparations for all of us, but he
bad,
died. So, and
bad
then Charles, okay, my bad.
no, you good. But let me say this: when one person win, and again, bad hombre as a practicing attorney can back me up. So once one person get a win, so this person who bad hombre referenced got a win in this case for reparations. Once somebody else or a group, us as a whole, go for reparations, we can use that win as a reference. It's the same way Roe v. Wade was referenced whenever an abortion was objected to. Do that make sense, bad hombre? Oh, we lost him.
So,
Okay.
so like if I
Go,
could real quick. So like if I
go
could
ahead.
real quick.
And we got beat Wash in the building. Go ahead.
Okay, so like if I could. The thing about, this, and this is the thing that I love about the ISUBK, right? Because they teach us that it's not an individual win that we trying to get. We trying to get a win for a nation of people, man. And if you're not fighting to get a win for a nation of people, man, what are we doing? Yeah, I can be individual. I can go get the bag. I can go get a BMW. I can go get this. I can go get whatever I want as an individual. But if I'm driving down that BMW and looking at my people in poverty, what the hell am I really doing? You lost as a person. You have to understand who your people are and help bring your people up. And that's what we
The
do in the UK. That's what we do.
DMG, you were 100% correct. I got knocked off for some reason, but you were right. What their goal was, we're just going to use this one case to help all of us. But he died, and then Charles Ogletree got Alzheimer's, and nobody else picked up on it. But those laws are still on the book. That ruling is still on the book. It hasn't been overturned. I never read about an appeal. So the next guy can come back and say, okay, well, we're gonna finish what Johnny did, and we're gonna get reparations for all of us because we had the precedent from what they did back in the early 2000s. Y'all don't remember this? They tried to make us think that it didn't happen.
I remember.
So why hasn't someone
Hey,
done
man.
anything?
I real
You
quick,
have to
y'all.
ask them. A lot of people don't want to put themselves out there.
Yeah, that real quick. Let me get the B Wash, and you see the title B Wash. Clarence Thomas, Supreme Justice or Supreme Hypocrite. We talking about him spearheading, rolling back affirmative action as it relates to college admissions based on ethnicity, particularly how it affects us as a people. What's your opinion on that? And then you can give your opinion on the voting thing as well.
All good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Perfect, perfect. Well, peace to the chat. Going on, good people. I'm just out here doing some pre-work uh before this extended weekend comes to an end. But yeah, with Clarence Thomas, I mean, I have my own opinion about him, period. But in regards to this issue, um, surprisingly, I'm not as I'm not as aghast at it, to be honest with you. Because I kind of know the ins and outs of how affirmative action works and who it has been benefiting. And for the most part, for a long time, it has not benefited black people in the way that it was supposedly intended to. Think back when once the JFK was that just on the top of my head. But for most people, you look at like especially like college admissions, for example, the people that have benefited the most are white women
Right.
statistically over the years for the minorities. And I want to say I forgot the other, and then now it's been extended to not ethnicity only for discrimination, but sexual orientation has been added to that as well too. And so I don't know how you confuse who someone desires to sleep with or who they like with something that as the ethnic origin, ethnic heritage of a person, but those
Right.
two fall in the same categories when it comes to affirmative action, which is why as affirmative action system was flawed as such. I do believe that while it shouldn't have been abolished, it was long due for some action to take forward to clarify the language and need some revisions. And it's not just my belief; it's been a belief of many political and pundits over the years that it was not complete. And even those who were part of the initial uh, groundbreakers of affirmative action stated that it wasn't the language wasn't complete. We just kind of sat on it as a nation. So while I have my opinions about Clarence Thomas on this issue, I'm not as a gossip at it. And as you know, I often say I'm a proponent of HBCU. So anything
Right.
that can increase the enrollment for HBCUs, which I believe this probably will as well too. Even if it's just something surface level for a few years, I'm always gonna be a proponent of that. That's where I stand.
No doubt. And what I don't know how much of the conversation on voting you heard. What's your opinion on that as far as vote? Because you actually in your community doing work on a daily
Yes, sir.
basis. So when we talk about voting, whether locally or nationally, um, my brothers from the UPK feel like it's a waste of time for us to get into politics on any level. I know just because of the work you do, you would be opposed to that. It's particularly on the local level. But what's your opinion on black people and voting to sort of push change forward?
Well, one, I'm gonna say this. I'm always a proponent of voting. But I want to be clear when I say this. I think too often we put it as a zero sum game, as to say, oh, if you vote, that's the end all be all.
Right.
And I think that's part of the media push. That never. I'm being clear. Voting should never been be the end all be all for any cause anything that we do. While important, while effective, it is not the only factor, and it is not the only thing that's of importance. So I do I know for a fact that local elections matter and local voting matters, and the way that plays into large scale is that allows you to um, again change the demographics and change things in your community, which then affects the larger community that you live in your city, state, region, or whatever, which then eventually will affect change on a national level. It takes time, it takes resources, it takes collective effort. But again, I'm not saying this is the end all be all. Prime example, as we can see, is in my state, and I got some friends in Alabama that they simultaneously, both of and I actually know people like who actually are part of this process. So I'm not just kind of like speculation. That Supreme Court ruled that both in Alabama and Louisiana, and I think Mississippi is up next, that they unlawfully drew congressional lines that didn't represent the demographics of the state. So where you get, long story short, you get so many congressional districts for every state. Um, Alabama and both Louisiana have similar demographics. Both of them have a only one majority black congressional district, but it doesn't reflect the demographics of each state. And so parties from each state both collectively sued the Supreme Court, and they ruled that yes, they need to be redrawn to reflect the additional African American congressional district for each state. So both states now are in attempt to change. And I'm just saying that again because that's voting is one aspect. If you don't do things locally within your community to make changes, if you don't do stuff for your own education to make changes, again, I talk about HBCUs, and people always talk about educating our own institutions. Well, our HBCUs been educating our people since most of them are over 100 years old. And I'm talking about and I'm a product of it. My great grandmother, my grandmother, grandfather, all of them, when they had to go to trade schools to learn how to be teachers, how to be doctors, lawyers, or even tradesmen for that matter. Because many HBCUs had trade schools that they would teach our people, continue to teach people, HVAC, uh, plumbing, roofing, contract work, and stuff like that. Like these were the avenues for our people to get education. And many of our even local high schools would feed off of especially majority of black high schools would feed off of HBCUs to make sure that our children were educated, the community were educated. When I say education, I'm not just talking about going to grad school or going to getting your undergrad. I'm talking about education, period. So even if you ain't going to get no bachelor's degree, and you say, hey, you're not even your HVAC. Well, when the white schools in your community wasn't educating you, guess what you had to go to? The black schools. They taught you HVAC. And they taught you uh, mill work. And they taught you all these different things. So we always been teaching our people, continue to teach our people in various avenues. So I'm always going to be a proponent of education, self-education, and getting back to those things. So
Hey, B,
voting, education, advocacy, all those things play in the part.
real quick, let those who watching now and those who might see the replay know what you do in your community and how they can support it. And then I'm gonna let everybody else. I'm gonna go around, let everybody else close out so we can get up out of here.
All good, man. Yeah. So I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, particularly in North Baton Rouge, is the majority black population in the city. Uh, and I focus on education, healthcare initiatives, economic development. Right now, we're in the middle of a series that we're uh, putting almost 100 grand worth of resources into a communal space where we're putting on music concerts, local and local initiatives to make sure that people get taken care of, they can have a good time, safe, healthy space, they can get access to resources, and they just want to chill out and relax for a little while. It's called Scotland Saturday, so that's what we do. Um, and so when I sit on different things in the community, advocate for different things, community, sometimes battle against people who I love, people who I hate, and that it is what it is. But yeah, that's the kind of advocacy work I do. Just out here, me, DMG. I'm not trying to pump my
Yeah,
whole
I know,
spiel or anything like that.
no doubt, no doubt. So yeah, man. I don't know if we lost Bad Hombre. I don't know if he gonna jump back on, but because I was gonna have him do the same thing. But yeah. I have to. It's like pulling teeth trying to get Byron to pub himself, but the brother actually do real work in the community and some good work at that. So he wanted to make sure he put that out there. Let me get to my brother, the newest contributor to Paradigm Shift TV 314. Y'all gonna see a lot more of them from the UPK close out, brother, and let us know what you got going on. You and your rib was doing big things today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Con, as a matter of fact, yeah, we had we do a bake sale and feeding the homeless and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We just try to get out there and definitely try to feed our people. You know what I'm saying? I know we're gonna have different opinions and stuff like that. So that's why I like getting in here and just kind of sparring a little bit, sharpening the sword. Hold on, I don't know. Hold on, let me get back. Let me get back in it. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, and I mean, like, I mean, he was saying some good things, really. Oh, my bad.
No, you good, bro.
Oh, you can
We
hear
can
me?
hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good brother, man. Seems like he doing work, man. But when it come to our people, you know what I'm saying? You got to kind of look around. You get what I'm saying? Because I know when I was growing up, oh my bad, damn the phone. I know when I was growing up, man. 9 times out of 10, we vote for gentrification. When I grew up, we had the Maybe Center, the YMCA. You could go to the park, you could go swimming. Kids had a whole lot of things to do. But if you look around now, kids ain't got nothing to do. So what are we voting for? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, we'll just probably have to get into a deeper conversation, and I'd love to have a conversation. But yeah, nah. What I'm doing is getting out there feeding the homeless. Under the ISUPK under Commander Nihana. Definitely got Captain DeGaulle. He got my back. That's my definitely my big brother. You know what I'm saying? So nah, we getting out here feeding our people because we know they struggling. Everybody's struggling right now. You know what I'm saying? But I don't give a damn about I don't give a damn about the mother nations, man. I give a damn about my people. So I say shalom with that.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Captain K de Gaulle Gabor, my man. And before you start talking, let me go ahead and hit it.
I'm running this shit. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Let us know what you got going on, bro. And talk about that convo you got coming up with nobody.
Oh, absolutely. We have a discussion coming up this Friday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Uh, the laws of Moses or the laws of Christ, and which one do we follow? I think this is going to be a good. I think it's going to be a good discussion, like all the others. Nobody's premise is to prove that we are only supposed to follow the laws of Christ. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show how the laws of God, how the laws of Moses, and how the laws of Christ are all the same laws. It's not even a different set of laws that we're supposed to be following. So I can't wait to get to this discussion. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a big L for Christianity. You understand? It's gonna be another L for Christianity because they say that you're supposed to follow Christ. Christ told you to follow God. You understand? So I don't even see where they're getting this from. That there's like a separate set of laws that Christ made up. But it's real simple, man. Christianity is so easy to destroy. It's not even funny.
Man,
But
Cap.
huh?
You know nobody gonna see this, man. You know he gonna see
Hey,
this.
listen, I want them to see it. That's why I'm doing it in the open on YouTube and for the world to see. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man. Okay.
I want the world to see how this brother is going to demolish himself and make a fool out of himself and his religion all at the same time.
Oh
You
man.
understand?
Man,
So
man.
it's going. It's. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a sad day for them Christians. They gonna say, "Hey, I can't believe all this time we've been
You know, I'm
thinking
surgical with this bitch, Jake. How you want to?
we've been thinking that Christ made up something all on his own when he didn't. It's just you know what? And I'm gonna say this: Christians say that and talk that kind of talk all to do one thing, and that's to not follow Christ. They talk all the talk that they talk. They say everything that they say because they don't follow Christ and they refuse to follow Christ. And I'm going to show you every Christian does that and talk that kind of mess because they do not want to follow Christ. It's real simple. It's real simple. So
Cap.
yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good show. It's definitely gonna be a good show, brother.
No
It's,
doubt.
it's, a,
No
lot- it's, a,
doubt.
it's, a like, it's like if I could. It's like if I could real
Go
quick.
ahead,
I
bro.
ain't gonna be too long. Do you see why I follow Captain DeGaulle? That's my mentor, man. He get it on, man.
Yeah, that's my man, 100 grand. I don't know
Man,
if he gonna get this conversation, but
that's easy. That's too
hey,
easy.
that's my man, 100 grand. Like I say, my brother, nobody gonna see this, man, and he gonna be like, oh man, like they always do. But listen, I'm gonna be sitting back because see, with them, I don't necessarily have to moderate, except for they super long winded. That's my only purpose really gonna be to keep the time. But I ain't got to worry about it getting out of hand or nothing like that. So I'm just gonna be there to keep the time and make sure each brother get they question, they statements out, they questions out, all of that good stuff. Hey Cap, we're gonna do the same format we did with that Sonetta and the HOK conversation. So if y'all take questions from the people, they get one question and then they move on. Ain't no debate. It ain't gonna be no new conversation with the people that's coming in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
yeah, we're gonna do it just like that. So, but
Yeah, ain't
yeah,
no
it's
problem.
definitely gonna be a dope conversation.
Look. I'm gonna stay in the building long as Cat let me be able to get up on stage and talk a little shit. I'm in here. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I was gonna tell you, I
You
was
know what
gonna
I'm
say,
saying?
I'm gonna send you I'm gonna hit your inbox or your phone with that link, bro, so you can come in and at least ask a question.
Yeah, yeah. We had a good conversation today, man. It was all good. I'm glad I got to chop it up with you, and you know what
For
I'm
sure.
saying. Get on the same page. So we good. We
For
can
sure.
wild. So.
For sure. Yeah, like I said, that was some man stuff right there. So yeah, I had to hit Cap up like, hey man, the brother hit me up, man. We straight, you know what I'm saying? So that when I said y'all go ahead and I turned the camera off, that was Cap calling me back. So we chopped it up. But yeah, I definitely appreciated that, bro. You got my respect for life. Because a lot of brothers ain't big enough to do that.
Nah,
You
we
showed
always
me a lot with that one gesture.
yeah.
So
Nah, we got issues in the school. We always go to the brother and we chop it up and we get along. That's one thing about the ISUPK. I'm going to my brother and we're gonna chop it up and make sure the shit. I mean, Salaki, make sure everything is straight. So and I learned that from my big brother. So I'm gonna definitely show the same thing to anybody.
no doubt. No doubt. Definitely appreciate it. So yeah, family, that's it, man. I know it was late. I was supposed to do this earlier. Wasn't feeling too good, but I wanted to go and get this out and kind of see what people's opinion on it was. I don't necessarily care for Clarence Thomas or this judicial system per se, but on this one, I kind of understood what the thinking was. Shout out to Bad Hombre for jumping on. I don't know if his phone died or what, but it's always good to get somebody who in the legal field to kind of navigate through the ins and out of those type of topics. And so I appreciate the brother coming on and chopping it up with us and having a good back and forth with my brother. Shout out to Rocky for jumping on. Shout out to my young brother. I know you got your African name, brother. I just ain't got it quite down yet. So I'm just gonna say my brother Lionel, but I don't mean no disrespect. Shout out to your African name, though. But shout out to everybody that came on, especially my man B Wash, gracing the platform. Got my podcast coming out. The latest episode 2, will be out on Tuesday for those who haven't checked it out. DMG TV 314. Y'all go over to the channel, check it out. It's also on Spotify under the same thing, DMG TV 314. The audio version on Spotify, and then you got the YouTube channel for the video version that'll be out probably like 3 days after the audio version. So like I say, check that out and rock with your boy. I just be talking about real life, everyday stuff that I deal with and that everybody else deal with. Episode 2 will be out on Tuesday. Y'all go check that out. Go to my website, dmg.com. get t-shirts, get my book. I got cologne coming out, trying to copy off Captain Tazoriak. And I got a fragrance called DMG Blue. It's so you know what I'm saying? DMG Desire. Yeah, I'm copying off Big Bro a little bit, man. So I figure he ain't
have
my head too bad. Yeah, he ain't gonna get on my head too bad since I made that Thanos poster for him. You hear me? Hey, Cap. Hey, Cap. You know that was that Thanos poster was a preemptive strike. So when I started doing my cologne, he don't be looking at me sideways. So, but yeah, that's Big Bro.
If I could, it's gonna be hard catching up with Captain Tazariak, man. He got the fragrances out there. Man, that last one, that
ever be able to make that many.
Man, that much polygamy? Oh, my goodness.
Look, I got that give him some. I was like,
oh, they give him some?
Look, after I got it, I hit him up. I say, hey, bro, look here, man. I'm gonna be getting this again. He said, all he said was, I know you is.
Yeah,
that's all he said. Yeah. He was like, I know you is. But yeah,
hold on. If I can say this one thing before you get out of here, like one thing about Captain Tazariak, I used to get I get his body butter, and it was a fragrance. It was just like a what is that, baby powder. My daughter got really bad eczema. That shit cleared her shit up. It cleared her shit up. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that is good on eczema, man. So it ain't just brothers might just get it, but just to smell good and this and that. But if you got eczema, it cleared it up for her, man. We just keep ordering. That's all we order. You know what I'm saying, for her. So you know what I'm saying. So I say Salaki on that.
That's what's up. So yeah, man. I definitely I got that. I got the body butter and the oil. Oh, hey, bro, you already know. So yeah, I had to hit him up and say, yeah, man, I'm gonna be getting this again. Like I say, he just hit me back and was like, I know you is. So yeah, man, I'm gonna have to get Cap some of that too, that DMG Blue and that DMG Desire. I got it for men and women. And I know I ain't gonna be making as many as Cap. I just got them two right now, and that keep me busy. So
yeah, let me know, brother. I'll support whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just
sure.
Let me,
I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna get your address and send you a sample, and then if you want to get some more, then you just hit me up. But But yeah, like I say, go to the website, t-shirts, cologne, get my book. Volume 2 of my book should be out in October. So yeah, man, we just trying to do what we do. Go to Cap YouTube page, Sharpen Your Sword Radio, every Sunday on my channel at 11 a.m. It's also on his channel. Subscribe to that. Check my brother out. Like I say, you're going to be seeing this brother on a lot more. Y'all know how it is. Paradigm Shift TV. We'll be black at it. Stay tuned. We out. That's peace.
Shalom, everybody.